Hey. Ellie here. So today let's talk about how do you start forming customer habits so that you can make more money for your business or your first stakeholders and you know achieve success for yourself. Now, I recently saw this news.
Powerful companies in the world, we've learned that Amazon founder and CEO Jeff Bezos will step down. So what's next and what's behind the move? Here's our chief business and economics correspondent, Rebecca Jarvis, tonight.
So Jeff Bezos just stepped down from Amazon, and I saw this episode and I suddenly remembered, how Amazon was able to create habits, formed habits for their customers through Amazon Prime. And today let's talk about that. And let's look at how Amazon had designed Amazon Prime to form customer habits. So how they design, at least how Amazon has designed to form customer habits. It's a nice case study to look at. Let's look at that now. Ellie, that's X. Hey, I'm Ellie. I am a customer experience head in a digital transformation office in one of the Philippines' largest conglomerates and the founder of a large nonprofit design community. And today, this book, Hacking Growth, tells the story of Amazon Prime. If you don't know what Amazon Prime is,
and consumers bought in. In 2005, Amazon added a twist to its business model when it launched Amazon Prime. The deal was simple: free 2-day shipping in the lower 48 states for just $79 a year.
Okay, so Amazon Prime was started in 2005, and they did free 2-day shipping initially, and amongst other things. And today, you have lots more services, like you have Prime Video and many more services in Amazon Prime. Now, from this book, Hacking Growth, Sean Ellis, the author, explains how Amazon had created habits for its customer, and it's a classic way of forming a habit loop. Okay, and here's a video of Nir Eyal. Nir Eyal is the author of Hooked, which talks about this hooked model canvas, or how to make customer habit forming customer products. And let's watch him talk about this.
They start off with a trigger, an action, a reward, and an investment. And we see this pattern time and time again in habit-forming technologies.
So there's a trigger, there's an action, there's a reward, and an investment. Now, what's interesting to see is that Amazon had actually, at least in this book, in Hacking Growth, Amazon, here are my notes on it. I had notes on it when I was reading it. It's a quintessential case of powerful habit recall. Many analysts predicted that the program would fail because the free shipping will be too expensive for Amazon to sustain. Easy to understand why they were wrong when you consider the range of the program with the hook model in mind. First, Amazon offers two essential and very compelling rewards every single time subscribers purchase an item included in the program. Meaningful savings in the form of free shipping and instant gratification in 2-day delivery. So, savings, dopamine effect, trigger, and then 2-day delivery shipping. And then the program creates a reward for members when they shop by validating the decision they made to invest in the 99, I think it's $12 now a month subscription in the first place. This every time they make a purchase and are shown how much they have saved due to the free shipping. Because you see that back then $99 is worth it because I'm saving so much. And actually, there's Vijay Ravidran, back then the director of ordering systems, told Brad Stone, the author of Everything Store, that the subscription fee was never about the back then $79. It was really about changing people's mentality so that they wouldn't shop anywhere else. It was about forming habits, and Amazon forecasted it would take years to break even the program, but they did so within 3 months. That's an amazing story from Amazon. So, how do you now? That's how Amazon had decided, and Amazon's known for doing a lot of A/B testing. They do a lot of benchmarking and testing of different ideas. So, that's how they do it. And how can you start your own path towards building um, designing customer experiences? And there's an article from uh, Habits from Interaction Design Foundation. Habits, 5 ways to help users change them. So, habit is you have a cue, you have a routine, and you have a reward. That's the basic, very basic habit loop. And actually, Edgar Rice Burroughs said that people are creatures of habit. 40 to 35% of daily decisions are not decisions at all, they are habits. And the book on habit loop is Charles Duhigg. So, and there are a couple of examples here, and then um, how never-ending design changing in Facebook, and basically they had also tried to form a habit with, especially if you see the alert trigger in Facebook, right? You form the habit of clicking it, then you see it, and every time you see a new article that's interesting you, that's a reward. There's a dopamine effect. So this is 5 ways to communicate, change customers, users' habits without losing them. Communicate to change the users, test, and respond to the results. Make small steps when doing changes. New routines should have the same result as old ones. So you can create a new routine, but it should have the same result as the previous one. And don't change for the sake of change. Um, so you can do a lot of testing and benchmarking. And a good book on benchmarking is this book, Benchmarking the User Experience. I'm actually starting to read this book. It's a nice guide towards how to measure quantitatively, in a summative way, what are things you need to track of from your customers. Norma Nielsen also talks about how to do that, and um, there's a particular article here. Focus on what to measure. For instance, what habits do you want to measure? So, how long does it take for your customers to do this? How long does it take for them to get the reward? How long how long is it between the trigger and the reward? And how long do they come back after the reward? So those are things that are interesting to measure. Uh, Task, right, setting a new speaker, making a purchase, one-click purchasing, thinking. So you have to measure these, and then there are other metrics you can measure: happiness, engagement, adoption, and the most important one, if you're forming habits, is retention. How many are returning? What's the churn rate? What's the renewal rate? And if you can tie in, one of the most difficult things when you're starting to set up your own e-commerce system or your website is tying in a user to a behavior. So if you can do that, you can tie in particular users or particular sessions. If they come back, you measure the experience when they come back. Is it the same? It'll be great. So you choose a couple of metrics, and then you decide what to measure. This is you can do analytics, which is the easiest. Basically, you use something like Google Analytics to do a click stream analysis of what their behaviors are. You can do surveys. You can actually ask them about their perceptions, and you can also do quantitative usability testing, which is a standard usability testing pattern when you're doing designing for things. So you measure time on task. Normally it's time. And here, you must establish a baseline before you create your design your change. Create a baseline, measure how the current behaviors are, and then when you redesign, you test your redesign, right? Then then calculate ROI. So start off with Amazon. How they did it? They had the program called Amazon Prime, and they formed the hook. This hook by getting customers um, hooked with the um, free day shipping, and then 2 day delivery. There's a reward immediately, and then um, you constantly validate the reward, and then okay, and once they've invested in it, you create more investment towards having them more um, using the product more. And you can read more about this. Watch near Eyal. It's a very couple of years old. This is 2013. You can read about hacking growth, about the growth hacking formula, which is basically the growth hacking loop, which also experimenting and testing ideas. And make sure to measure your customers' habits by creating a benchmark first. Benchmark your customers' habits, and these are how to create benchmarks for your customers. Right? That's it for today. Design, find a benchmark your customers' habits, uh, and then test, and then test your designs, and then try to form a hook model. Right. I hope this is useful for you. I hope you find value in this, and I hope you enjoy your day, or your day will be as awesome as you are. Bye now.